Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you like this watch, you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing one of the best new models of 2015, not just from Jaeger-LeCoultre, but from any brand that year. In 2015, the existing Master Compressor Chronograph ceramic received a fetching ruthenium-coated dial and set of blue accents to complement its 46mm matte black ceramic case. It is incredibly handsome, useful, scratch-resistant, and comfortable. The timepiece sits on my 16cm circumference wrist quite easily. I would say that with a lug-to-lug span of 54.3mm, you probably don't want to wear it on a wrist smaller than 15cm circumference, but because of the ceramic and titanium hardware, it does sit very light, a size or two smaller on the wrist. It's not terribly thick, at 13.3mm thick. You will be able to wear this one under a cuff, not just a jacket cuff either, but perhaps even a dress sleeve. It's discreet enough that on a proportionally large wrist, it wouldn't look out of place in formal attire. All of the colors are subdued, the slim profile and the graceful lines of the case would work well with formal attire. The strap, likewise, double stitch, double contrast stitch with a embossed pattern on top that looks like textile but is in fact leather. You can see it's a more natural leather grain on the bottom. Substantial and bolstered down its center. You can see that it is drilled relatively close spring bar wise to the case, so though it is a big watch at over 54mm lug to lug, you can pull the strap straight down around the small tight wrist like mine, or perhaps even yours. The buckle is simple, satin finished, durable, and makes for quick adjustments on the fly. The case is likewise quite simple. This is not the Amvox case that you might have recognized from previous ceramic efforts. This one's a little bit more graceful, featuring more of an arcing, curved profile to the lugs rather than the stubs of the Amvox. It is matte in its finish, and it is wonderfully scratch resistant. I've even seen these rub up against metal with the metal coming off on the ceramic rather than the other way around. If you ever get a mark on it, you can generally remove it with a pencil eraser. Now, the dial of the watch is probably the #1 highlight after the ceramic construction. It's relatively simple, beautifully adorned, and striking in its combination of silver, ruthenium, and blue. I say it's relatively simple because unlike many complicated chronographs, and this one does include a second time zone, you have the ability to hide that second time zone. There's really no crowding despite the amount of information being conveyed. Thanks to the broad case and the expansive, sprawling dial, it never feels like it's busy. If I pull the crown in its entirety, you can see hacking or stop seconds for both chronograph and constant seconds. I move everything in sync, and you will note that at 12 o'clock there is an AM-PM indicator for the reference hour, and the reference hour is your home time. It's the time where you are not. And there you can see to good advantage what that AM-PM aperture does when you begin to approach the transition between day and night. Now, if I were to make an effort to find the intermediate clutch position for this watch, see if I can locate it. There it is. You can see how I'm able to withdraw that reference hand from underneath. It can be superimposed underneath local hours when you don't need it. Unlike many dual time watches, this features both that independent second time zone and a quick set for the date. Many of these watches that have a second time zone, think Rolex GMT Master, force you to move a hand repeatedly to cycle the date. Here, I can simply turn backwards and the quick set becomes active, and I'm able to cycle my date and rapidly correct should the watch run down. The chronograph features hours, minutes, and seconds. The hands are gorgeous, the lume is copious, and there will be a wonderful lume shot. You'll note that there's a lovely ray haut which is sloped down to unite the bezel with the dial base, so this is a three-dimensional dial, its lowest point being the date aperture, and a gorgeous blue on white printed date disc, as well as the sunken sub-registers for chronograph hours, chronograph minutes, and constant seconds. The timepiece features a solid case back and a compressor crown, the two combining for 100 meters of water resistance. The compressor crown system is ingenious. You'll note the matte finish of the titanium crown and pushers. White, you're tight, so now I have 100 meters of water resistance. 1/2 turn, blue you're through. You don't want to jump in the water when the blue arrows are showing, but you can wind the watch. You can set the watch. That's the genius of the compressor crown system. You don't need to unthread a tight conventional screw-down crown, nor do you have to fight with crown guards. It's like a Panerai device protecting the crown, an alternative to the screw-down crown system. The watch features a caliber 757. It's an automatic winder with twin mainspring barrels, a 65-hour power reserve. It's free-sprung for toughness. It does feature a 28,800 vibration per hour beat rate, the second time zone, the quick set for the date, hacking or stop seconds as we noted before, and efficient unidirectional winding with ceramic rotor bearings operated unlubricated. There are more refinements. The twin barrel 65-hour power reserve also includes a vertical clutch for the chronograph, so you'll note how the chronograph seconds hand doesn't jump or stagger when I start it. That's the advantage of the vertical clutch. The column wheel is crisp. You hear it? You feel it. It's sharp, it's positive, and I would compare it favorably with the standards in the industry, the Grand Seiko spring drive chronographs, the Lange Datograph, and a caliber 400, or really any Zenith El Primero. It's that good. Furthermore, if you like to just leave your center seconds running and keep your chronograph in motion, the vertical clutch lets you do that without any particular hazard to the movement. There's no additional wear and tear. It goes through the Master 1000 Hours control, and the caseback stamp attests to that. That is a fully cased up standard that tests the chronometric performance of the watch, entails checks in multiple positions, checks winding efficiency, power reserve, as well as water resistance. In other words, it's far more comprehensive a test than the COSC chronometer test of a bare movement. You can see and you can purchase this versatile, scratch-resistant, and appealing manufacture movement chronograph on the watch box. And I'm back with the Jaeger-LeCoultre Master Compressor Chronograph Ceramic. At night, you can see the common family trait that links all of the master compressors, Compressor Extremes, and the Compressor Chronograph Ceramic, and that is a dial inspired by the 1968 execution of the Polaris. That's right, before the tribute to Polaris and before the 50th anniversary collection of 2018, the Polaris design language was alive and well at JLC, glowing like a torch. See it by day on the watch box.